Hi, I'm Dr. Kristen Jacobs. If you're new to Ooh La La, I want to personally welcome you to our family. And if you're already a part of our family, thank you for trusting us and continuing to share your journey with us. At Ooh La La, our mission is to help you live life beautifully, with confidence, with grace, and with a little help when you need it. I am so excited to share my passion for aesthetic medicine with you and to show you why I truly love what I do. My journey in aesthetics began just like many of yours. I wanted to look refreshed. I wanted to feel like myself again. As a mom, I didn't want to look older before my time. And I know that moment when you look in the mirror and wonder, who in the world is staring back at me? That's why I want you to think about your why. Why is now the right time for you? Your why will guide us as we create the best treatment plan for you. Over the years, I've learned something important. It's not about fighting aging, it's about embracing it. When we understand the aging process and choose the right products and treatments, we can age gracefully, naturally, and with confidence. My philosophy is simple: create healthy skin. Create results that look beautiful and last. My experience as both a patient and a physician led me to develop a simple, effective approach that helps anyone achieve natural, beautiful, and long-lasting results. Because here's the truth: when you invest in yourself, you don't just look better, you feel better. I'm so excited to walk this journey with you, and I can't wait to see your transformation. And always remember, you deserve to live your life beautifully. My husband, Dr. Rob Wise, and I started in the wellness industry actually in 2002, but we brought aesthetics in 2008. We know that you have a choice when it comes to your aesthetic needs, and we are so honored that you're here with us. So our mission is simple. It's about experience, it's about results, and it's about compassion. And the experience is not just what we bring to the table, but it's what you will experience when you come in to see us. The results, of course, are so important. That's the number one thing that I want to give you, are the best results for you. And obviously, we're gonna hold your hand through the whole process of treatment planning, going through your treatments, and then showing you these amazing results. So our journey together is to get to know each other, understand the aging process. I think this is key when we're treatment planning. And then what we're gonna do is talk about products and services, and our goals are prevention, protection, and correction. You're gonna hear me say that a million times today, probably. And then in the end, we're going to bring it all together and create a treatment plan focusing on healthy aging. So I am so honored to be in the aesthetic industry and to have so many mentors who have gotten me to where I am today. One of the things that I learned the most doing was being a trainer for Allergan, and they are the makers of Botox and Juvederm. I did that for over 10 years, and then I decided to open up my own training academy. I also wrote a book about 5 years ago, and you will be able to download that later on. The other thing, of course, that I'm most proud of are my two wonderful boys. It's not just about me, though, it's about my entire team. And I really work hard on ongoing advanced education, and they do a lot of one-on-one training with me. I call them my skin health experts. My team is so important, and altogether we've done over 1 million units of neuromodulator injections, that's your Botox. We've done over 9,000 syringes of filler, over 10,000 skin rejuvenation treatments, 4,000 cool sculpting, and 15,000 bottles of TNS, probably over that now, have been purchased in our clinic. So we're gonna get to know each other. These are some of the questions that your skin health expert is gonna be asking you. We wanna know all about your lifestyle. Are you needing things done really quickly, or are you okay with doing a little bit longer transformation? These questions are gonna help us create that treatment plan for you. I always look at your goals, your lifestyle, and your budget. And when I say budget, I don't mean that I want to spend all your money. That's not what I'm talking about. What I need to know is what you're thinking, what you're comfortable with, and then we can create that treatment plan that's made just for you in your budget. I love this video. It shows the aging face. It'll show how the transition from young to middle age to the older face happens as we age. And then this just breaks it down a little bit more for you. We say there are 3 Ds of aging. You have descent, so that's gonna cause some sagging. We have deflation, that's your muscles and bones and fat pads are all breaking down. So again, bringing down that sagging, and then of course deterioration. So again, take a look at the younger skin. We have more hydration, more fullness, more elasticity and firmness, and then you look over on the aged skin side and you can see all the different things that are happening as we age. So I created a 5-step approach to healthy aging system that's called SCIN plus Body. And as you can see, I spell skin differently. SCIN is skincare, collagen stimulation, injectables, nutrition, and body treatments. What this does is it gives you an idea of what path you want to take. You can do all of the different sections or you can pick and choose. And when I say you, that means you and your health expert. They are going to help you decide what your treatment plan is going to be. Photos are one of the most important things that we do in our clinic, and it's important for 2 reasons. We're going to track your progress, and we're going to make sure that we're demonstrating results for you. As I said in the beginning, results matter, and I really want to be able to show you how your transformation is happening. We do this 2 different ways. We do regular Canon photos, so that's your point and shoot camera, and then we have Visia scans, and the Visia scans show the underneath surface of your skin. I call this the ugly photo because nobody really wants to see how many brown spots and how red their skin is underneath. But it's a really great tool for us to show how your progress is going. And if you look at the numbers on there, when I took these photos, these are my photos, when I took these, I was actually 47 years old. And then if you look at the circled number, it says 42. That's what my true age was. So that's what the machine is saying that my skin age was at that time. I started our TNS Advanced Plus Serum, which we'll talk about in a minute, and within 2 weeks, my skin age changed to 38. So, as I said earlier, we are aging backwards here, and that's what we like to prove to you. So we always say start with skincare. And skincare is simply taking care of your skin. 80% of your results come from what you do at home. I want to say that one more time. 80% of your results come from what you do at home. So what we want to do is pick the right products for you that are going to prevent, protect, and correct. Investing in yourself is so worth it because you're going to slow down that aging process and your skin is going to look incredible while doing it. The other things that are so important when we're choosing products is, number 1, we're preventing skin cancer. Number 2, if you're going to do treatments in-house, then these products will actually enhance those treatments. You will have better results. And then what I hear a lot is that, oh, I don't have to wear makeup anymore because their skin looks so incredible because of all of the skincare products and treatments that we've done. Now, this is my journey as a patient, and I really love talking about this. I'm a very visual person. If you look at the 2010 photo and you look directly around my lips, you'll see some lines there. In 2013, I took another photo because there was a new product that came out. I remember because Nicole, if you haven't met her yet, she has been with me since 2012 and you will love her. But I took that photo she took that photo and I remember saying, oh my gosh, stop, take a look at the changes that have happened. That was just from using TNS. At that point, it was Essential Serum. It's been updated. So that was just using one product at home. We didn't have all the fancy products that we have now. And so it really made me a believer in products and at-home treatment care. Then, when you look at my 2015 photo, you can see the difference in the color of my skin. Remember I told you that Lytera, the new product, was started in 2013. So you can clearly see the difference in the color of my skin. I didn't realize I was so red, and my skin just looks healthier because of the color. Now, in 2020, you can't really look at the color of the skin because we upgraded our system. The other thing about as we progress forward, we got collagen stimulation treatments starting in 2014. So Ultherapy is one of the ones. And so I did that every single year. So no longer is it just about my at-home treatments, it's about my in-house treatments as well. The other thing about 2020 is you can see the aging process kicking in. You can see the lines coming from my nose down to my chin. Those are what we call the nasolabial folds. So those are deepening. So remember that deflation and all of that we were talking about, that sagging? Well, that's what's happening, is those nasolabial folds will increase if we don't do anything about it. The other thing you can see are my lips. Look at how my lips have disappeared. That's the aging process. So of course, first thing I'm gonna do is want to put a little bit of filler in those lips, which is what I did. And in 2021, you can see the nice natural change. Let's jump on over to 2025. And I feel like my progress has been very slow. So I feel like the aging process has slowed with me. So hopefully you can see those changes as well. Now, I've mentioned TNS several times. So TNS is a product that we use that is what we call growth factors. It stimulates collagen. It tells your skin to produce collagen. I use SCIN BODY, who are the makers of the TNS, because there's so much science behind their products. They've been around for, almost 25 years now, and they really, really are the thought leaders and the most progressive, in my opinion, with skincare. So what we're looking at when you are purchasing skincare products is that it's backed by science. That to me is the most important thing. But not just that, it has the right ingredients in it, and the ingredients have been proven to work together and create results for your skin. Remember what I said, prevent further damage, protect from external factors, and then reverse any kind of damage that we have. That's exactly what the SCIN BODY products do. So when I mentioned that we have sold over 15,000 bottles of the TNS, to me, that stands alone that this is one of the best products, especially in our clinic, but on the market today. Now, color science is the powerful multitasker. We like to call it that because it does so many things for your skin. Back in 2015, I was asked to be on their advisory board, and I remember saying, I don't need any makeup in my clinic. I don't want to do this. And then I went anyway because I love the president and vice president. And they showed me a product called Even Up. It didn't even have a name at the time. But Even Up is a multitasker. So it's a 3-in-1. What it does is it protects you from sun damage, not just the UVB, but also UVA. And it's tested and proven that it does that. But it also treats brown spots. And then on top of that, it gives you instant gratification. So it evens out the color of your skin instantly. So I thought at that time, okay, I'm on board with this. And then what I have seen over the last few years with them is just like SCIN BODY, they have the science to back it up. And what I recommend to every single patient, including my team members and myself, because we're all patients, is to wear this every single day as your makeup. Now, I don't like calling it makeup because that's not what it is. Remember, it's doing so much more. It's protecting against infrared. It's protecting against your blue light, which are your computers, your phones. So every single person, male, female, whoever, should be using one of these products. And they have products that don't have any color. So for you men out there, you can wear that. It's the only sun protection product that I've used on my children. And again, they are 2 boys since they've been little. Skincare treatments include what we're doing in-house. And so we have our at-home and then we have our in-house. And when you are thinking about these types of services, we're really focusing on what it's doing to the skin. So this is gonna hit the top layer of the skin, the epidermis. And you'll hear me talk a lot about 3 layers of the skin and where the products are gonna go and where the services are gonna go, because it's so important to understand what's happening so that we are picking the right products for you or the services for you. So one of our favorite is called Diamond Glow, and that exfoliates, extracts, and hydrates your skin. It's a medical grade procedure that is going to actually make some change in your skin if you do it regularly. The other services that I put into this category would be like our BBL and our laser genesis. We also have a lot of treatments for acne and acne scarring. These are the things that we're gonna recommend if you need some change for that upper layer, that surface, the color of your skin or the texture of your skin. So this is a little bit overwhelming. Don't get too caught up in this. We'll talk about all of this in your consultation. But again, I'm a very visual person and I like to break it down. So this tells you what each treatment is going to treat. Now we're on to our collagen stimulating treatments, and truly everybody needs collagen stimulating treatments. If you look at this graph, which is kind of scary, at 20 years old, our collagen starts to break down. And then as we age, you can see the red line going down, and our collagen production is decreasing, but also the breakdown is increasing. So what does that mean? That means that we're getting more wrinkles, we're getting more sagging. So it's really important to do the collagen stimulation to give us a better baseline. So on the right-hand side, you can see it's like the underneath part of the skin. On the left-hand side, you have all that white stuff and all those diamonds. Well, that's really great collagen. And then as we age, it starts to break down, and those little dips are the wrinkles that we're seeing. Now, I know you're all gonna look directly at those photos, and that's okay. So let's talk about those first. The top photo is our Ultherapy, and that's the one I mentioned that we brought in 2014. So I do that treatment every single year. It's like we're thickening up that mattress. We're trying to stimulate as much collagen as we can, but this is a very slow process. So when we are talking about this, you're not gonna see results tomorrow. You're gonna see results 3 months, 6 months, 9 months down the road. And you can clearly see on her neck what a change that Ultherapy has made. The picture below it is our Secret RF. We've had that since about 2000, 2001, and that is the second treatment that I make sure that I do a series of those every single year. I love that treatment because you can see a little bit of a difference at the very beginning, but you also see that change over time. Now, let's take a look at this chart. If you look at the part that says surgery, and some of you may be thinking, I probably should just go ahead and go have surgery, and that's okay. These are conversations that we have all day long. But if you're not ready for surgery, then some of these collagen stimulation treatments are gonna be best for you. And even if you decide to have surgery later on and you do collagen stimulation treatments, you're just gonna have healthier skin. So it's okay to do that. You're not wasting your money by doing this. We talked about Ultherapy. You can see the depth at which the Ultherapy goes. We actually use ultrasound, and we can see exactly what layer of the skin the heat energy is targeting. So when it's targeting those layers, it's telling your body to produce collagen in those layers. So look at the Ultherapy as the deepest way to stimulate collagen, which is why I do it every single year. Then you move over to the Secret RF, which is microneedling with heat energy. So again, it's stimulating at different layers, but it's not as pronounced heat energy in each of those layers. So it's not gonna be as effective, but I like it in combination because it's extremely effective in combination. Not to say that you have to do both of them, but I love that combination. When you look at the lasers, you're all over the place because we have the one I talked about a second ago was Laser Genesis. That's more gonna be epidermis, but then you have our deeper ones like Halo. They're gonna go deeper, and they're gonna stimulate a little bit of collagen, but not as much as our Ultherapy and Secret. One of our favorite treatments is microneedling, and we use PDGF, platelet-derived growth factor, with that. And the combination of those two are gonna stimulate a tremendous amount of collagen, but you're not gonna have as much downtime maybe as what you would have with Secret or maybe the laser procedures. With Thermi, it's more bulk heating. So the bulk heating, you can see it, it's like a big circle. It is gonna hit all of those layers of the skin, but still doesn't go quite as deep as that Ultherapy. So when we talk about combination therapy, this chart, I think, really helps so that you can understand why we're gonna recommend 1, 2, 3, or for my case, all of the above, because I wanna get that collagen stimulation as much as I can. Remember that these are a slower progress. Like, you're not gonna see results immediately, but you will see that progress throughout the year when you're doing these treatments. Now, we're on my favorite. It's injectables. This is what I love to do. I feel so blessed that I am what some people call an artist, and that's what my patients say all of the time. And I like to think of my patients as my canvas, and I have the music playing in the background, and I'm looking at them. They laugh at me all the time too, because I'm trying to see where I'm gonna go next. I love doing injectables. So what does that include? Neuromodulators. You might have heard it called Botox, Daxxify, Dysport. There are a couple other products out on the market. So what do neuromodulators do? They relax our wrinkles. So they're relaxing the muscle to take those wrinkles away. Now, my absolute favorite is the Daxxify because Daxxify has peptides in it and it makes your skin glow. It's also vegan and made in the USA, if that matters to you. Now, all of the places that we can do neuromodulator are shown in the photo there, and some of them are more advanced areas, so it's not something we may start with, but we can certainly add on. If you take a look at the crow's feet and Latisse, because look at her eyelashes, they have grown tremendously, that's from the Latisse, but you can see the difference around her eyes. So crow's feet means right outside of those eyes. Our glabella is probably the most popular area that we do in the clinic, that we inject in the clinic, and look at how shiny her forehead is. That's Daxxify. If you look over at the forehead one, that's probably Botox. So you do get a little bit of glow there, but really you can see the incredible glow of Daxi. And obviously you can see the smoothness. Now fillers, this is getting into a little bit more advanced treatments. You will have to plan around your schedule if you want to do these, only because you could have some bruising, some swelling. So I really recommend not having anything going on in your life for about 2 weeks. What I love about fillers is it lifts everything back up. As we age, everything starts to fall. So what does filler do? It's gonna lift it right back up and put it where it's supposed to be. And that's what the fun part about filler is for me. I love transforming faces very naturally and make them look like they were 5 years ago, make them look refreshed. Now, one of the things that we really have to talk about is that most people, when they come in for the very first time, are going to need about 4 to 6 syringes. And I love the spoon picture because that shows you that 5 mLs, which is 5 syringes, is actually 1 teaspoon full of product. So think about that for a second, because 5 sounds very overwhelming, but in the end, if you're putting it in the right spot, it looks very natural and you will not be overdone. The model on the left-hand side has had her cheeks done. She had 2 syringes of one of our products called Voluma, and you can see that glow on her cheekbone. And that's one of the things, is that we want to give that glow. And if you look directly under her eye, you can see that she just looks like she had a good night's sleep. You can also see the difference with her jawline. I think her jawline is lifted tremendously. She would want to repeat that treatment in about 9 to 12 months. This lip, I think, is one of the most beautiful lips, because if you look at just the right-hand photo, they look so natural. They do not look overdone. Now, there are some people who have much smaller faces, and they may be overdone on them, but that's why it's so important to have somebody who can look at the face and decide where the filler should go. Now, there are some other injectables that we have, and Sculptra is another one of our favorites, and that's gonna stimulate collagen just like your laser procedures did that we talked about. But this is, we're injecting it in, and then the product we're injecting in tells your body to stimulate that collagen. So in that top photo, you can see that her chin has been lifted tremendously and her jawline is a little more chiseled. You can also see a little bit of difference in her skin, but remember how I talked about photos are so important? That photo is just a little bit off because the coloring is off. So really, I just want you to look at the chin and the jawline, and you can really see a tremendous change. This is after 1 year of 4 Sculptra treatments. So that shows you how long it takes to stimulate that collagen and to see change. But it really is incredible. And some people that are afraid of doing filler because they're afraid of what they're gonna look like, this is a great option. We also have skin boosters that will just give your skin a glow with injectable treatments. And then Kybella is another one that if you have a double chin, you could potentially be a candidate for. We'll talk about Cool Sculpting later, and I have a before and after photo of Cool Sculpting. We usually will recommend that first instead of the Kybella, but if you're not a candidate for Cool Sculpting, then we're gonna recommend Kybella. And the reason that is because it's needles and there is some downtime with it. Now let's talk about nutrition. You all know that great nutrition equals healthy, beautiful skin and body. A lot of times we fall off the wagon and we really don't do what we're supposed to do. So we are here to help you. We are here to remind you all of these things to give you healthy, beautiful skin. When I talked about our skincare, supplements are in that same ballgame. You need to have supplements that are backed by science. You cannot go and buy something at Walmart or Walgreens or something like that and expect to have the same level of quality as you would a medical grade supplement. So there aren't any that are really FDA approved, but there are companies that will follow the FDA guidelines. And so when they're sourcing products and then they're putting it all together, the FDA comes in and actually looks at their facilities. And so that's why I feel more comfortable going with medical grade supplements, because I know there's some sense of quality control when we are choosing our supplements. Now we're gonna talk body. So we all focus on our face and we sometimes forget about our neck, we forget about the backs of our hands, and sometimes we forget about what's going on in the rest of us. So patients come in and want a full treatment plan, and one of the things we can do is body treatments to go along with that. I mentioned cool sculpting, and that first photo is a gal who had cool sculpting under her chin. Honestly, that's all she wanted done. She's one of my book models, so her whole story is in my book, but that's all she wanted done. That's all that bothered her. And that's why I say picking the treatment plan is all about you. It doesn't matter what we think, it's what you think and what is gonna make you feel better about yourself. The middle photo with cool sculpting is the abdomen, and you can clearly see that there is a difference between that before and after. And we show on that right-hand photo the bra fat, and you can see there's so many different areas that cool sculpting can treat. But we also can do skin tightening, we can reverse sun damage on the body, and we can do laser hair removal and also vaginal rejuvenation. So let's take a look at some patient transformations. Now, this is Tracy, and she is my I Want It All patient. She's in my book, and she was 53 when she came in. Tracy was a widow, and she raised 2 boys on her own. And when she came in, she said to me, I just want to feel better about myself. I'm feeling tired, I'm feeling like I look tired, and I just want to look refreshed. I've done everything for these boys. It's time for me to do something for me. So I said, okay, girl, I want it all. So you can see what her treatment plan was. And then what's super impressive is that her January to April photos, 3 months, you guys, 3 months, you can see such a big change. She had collagen stimulation. She had our pearl laser resurfacing, which I didn't mention earlier. That one has about 7 to 10 days of downtime. So sometimes people love it, but people that don't want downtime obviously are not gonna want that one. But she loved it, and you can clearly see a difference in her skin. She had some filler in her mid-face, and she also has a neuromodulator all over. Now, I talk about photos. This is probably, I don't know, 3rd, 4th time I've talked about photos. I don't love the 2025 comparison to the others because the lighting is different. Again, we upgraded our system. But if you look from 2019 to 2025, I think she looks pretty incredible. So she has aged, but her skin has not. This is our skin laxity treatment plan, and you saw this picture earlier. This is our Secret RF, but she also used our TNS A+ serum. And to me, this is a wow photo, and you can see the difference between the dates and the photos. But not everybody is going to be an I Want It All patient. So her issues were, she was sagging. She wanted to fix her neck. She wanted to feel better, look better. So this was the treatment plan that we gave to her. And she obviously is thrilled with it, and she is still on the TNS today. Now, as I said, not everybody is the I Want It All. Vicki was somebody who I wanted to do an I Want It All treatment plan on. She is in my book as well. And Vicki came to me after we talked about everything, and she said, I love you and I trust you, but I'm really a minimalist. I don't want to do everything because it's very scary. So that's why I say we hold your hand through this whole process, because I'm not going to make you do anything, but I want to give you all the options. Our goal is to educate you. Our goal is to give you a treatment plan, and then we pick and choose what's going to fit for you. So I actually love her before and afters, because there's not a whole lot of change, but she was absolutely thrilled with it. And you can see the difference around her eyes. Her crow's feet are improved. She did not have neuromodulator. You can see the difference in the color of her skin. It just is more hydrated and more refreshed. So what did she do? She did 4 hydrofacials. I mentioned Diamond Glow earlier. We upgraded to that. We don't have hydrofacial anymore, but it's the same type of machine. Diamond Glow is just more medical grade. So all she did was a cleanser. She did our Pep Up Collagen Boost Face and Neck Serum, so not even the TNS that I keep talking about. And then she did a Sunforgettable face shield and a brush. So to me, those are pretty incredible results, and that's an actual text message that I got from Vicki. So Kathy is also in my book, and she's my budget-friendly treatment plan. What I love about Kathy is she came in, we talked, and first thing she said to me was, I didn't think I could afford to come to your place. I drive by it all the time, and I really did not think that I could afford it. So I'm so glad that we've discussed this, that we created this treatment plan, and after a few months, she said to me, I can't afford not to come in here. She said, I have saved so much money because I know I'm on high quality products. To me, that is the best thing I could ever hear. And again, she didn't think she could afford it, but we created a treatment plan just for her. The only service we did was a vitalized chemical peel. Everything else is products. I want to show you the upper photos. That's the same day, and that the before clean skin and the after we put even up on her. So the product that made me fall in love with color science, that's proof that she had change immediately, that instant gratification. Now, on the bottom photos, that's her 3-month follow-up, and you can clearly see the difference in her brown spots. Her skin is lightened up, and she is still on this product today. She absolutely loves it. Julie is just a little refresh, and that's exactly what she said to me when she came in to be a book model. She was going through a lot of stress, and again, you can find all of their stories in the book, but she was going through a lot of stress, and she said, I know I'm going through a lot of stress, but I don't want to look like it. I want people to look at me and think, man, she's going through a lot, but she looks really good. And so after we did our treatment plan, that's exactly how she felt. She told me that she just felt like she had a little pep in her step again, and that's what we want. We want people to feel better about what's going on in their lives, and you can look in the mirror and feel confident in what you look like. So again, products, she had a whole list of them. She didn't do any collagen stimulation treatments, but she's on the TNS Recovery Complex, which stimulates collagen. That's a product. And then injectable-wise, we did 3 syringes in her mid-face, which I call the cheeks, and then we did 1 syringe in her lips. And if you take a look at her lips, you really can't even see that they were done, but she was thrilled with them. And then as far as nutrition, she was also on her medical-grade supplements. Now, which model do you relate to? Are you a Tracy where you want it all? Or are you a Kathy where you're just like, I'm gonna stick with products? Now, let's talk about how we create a Skin Plus Body treatment plan. As I said, we're gonna ask a lot of questions. We wanna know your goals, your lifestyle, and your budget. Then we're gonna assess. We're gonna look at your skin color, your texture, how much sagging you have, how many wrinkles you have. We're gonna do that through photos, but we're also gonna do it with a mirror and talk to you face to face about it. Then we're gonna prescribe your holistic and comprehensive treatment plan. This is the important part. Then after that, whatever we decide we're gonna move forward with, we are gonna track your progress with photos and Visioscans. I feel like this is such an important part of a treatment plan because as I said, we have to show you that you're getting results. Now, again, very visual person, this is a little overwhelming. Your skin health expert will go through all of this with you. But I broke it down by service, by how many treatments you need, what it's gonna do for you, how many maintenance treatments, when the maintenance, how long it's gonna last, and just everything I could actually think of so that you can have this as your guide. Obviously, you do not have to do all of them. If you're an I want it all, maybe you do. If you're me, maybe you do. But you certainly don't have to. We will help you decide what's right for you. Okay, there are 3 ways to get started, and your skin health expert is going to walk you through all of these different options. But most of our patients will choose the Beauty Bank option, and that's because it's the most robust option and you get the best value. I want to give you as much bang for your buck as we can. Remember, we talked about budget. If you can budget it out, you probably will be able to do more treatments and you will have better results. Now, you don't have to go that route. We also offer a la carte. And what that means is that you're gonna pick and choose some things, but what we are going to caution you on is that if you pick, let's say, 1 laser treatment, I'm gonna probably tell you need that in a series of 3 because you're not gonna see results with just 1. I don't want you spending money unless I can give you results. So that takes us to our packages. If you decide that you don't want to do Beauty Bank and you say, I want to get rid of all my brown spots, great. We can put you in a package and that will also give you a discount. We also have an app, which is super cool, and that's a great way to follow along and see what our specials are. If we have new packages, you get rewards along the way. So we have quite a few members, which is so exciting and makes me feel so happy that I'm able to touch so many people's lives. There are so many perks for being in our membership, and that's what I was talking about with that Beauty Bank. By prepaying for your treatments, when you come in, they're already paid off, you get to get any rewards that you have, and it just helps you out. So there's so many great benefits, and I love this quote from Beth, and yes, she's the one who told me to put sexy mama. Now, this again is a big slide, so you don't have to, stare at this. Our experts will talk to you about this, but it just breaks it down. If you just want products, we have products that you can get 25% off or 20% off, depending on how often you get them shipped to you. It's so convenient. You will never run out of products and your results will be better. In the center, you have some treatment options, and again, you're prepaying so that when you come in, your treatment is already paid off. And then what we did is what if you want products and treatments? So we'll help you decide what your treatment plan is, and then we'll put you in one of those categories. What I love about the I Want It All category is that you get a free $500 gift after 6 months in the program. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your time today, and I hope you're as excited as I am to begin your skincare journey. The 2 QR codes, one is for my book. Please download that. Everything I've said goes into greater detail, and so it may make more sense to you. And then on the right-hand side, if you're not really a reader, there's a video series. So it's 17 days of breaking it all down even more and getting a little bit more in depth. So thank you so much. I cannot wait to see you.